Hey, what's up, middle schoolers? We are here for Wednesday Night Online. Today has been a great day so far today. Many of you have been a part of the Lock-In at Home event. I'm including this as a part of that event, and hopefully you'll be able to join us for the event as it continues after Wednesday Night Online. But we're going to all be here together for about the next 30 minutes. It's so great for all of us to be here together. Make sure you comment in the live chat if you're available and let us know that you're watching, because it's really fun to know who's watching out there. Of course, we're going to start things off with a game. The game is called 50-50. It's pretty simple. There's going to be a question on the screen, and then you're going to have two answer choices, and you got to pick between one answer or the other. Guess what? Your chances of getting it correct are 50-50. And if you don't understand the math of that, maybe you should do some homeschooling math classes about probability. Okay, so here's the first question. A 2-ounce Snickers bar has how many calories? How big is 2 ounces? I don't know. Maybe I should have gone to school to learn that. So it's either less than 200 calories or more than 200 calories. Which one do you think it is? Correct answer is more than 200 calories. That seems like a really small size Snickers bar for so many calories. The foundation for the Space Needle, which is in the city of Seattle, you know, that big thing that kind of looks like a spaceship standing on top of a long pole? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. How far underground is it? Is it 30 feet or 50 feet? Wow, either one of those would be impressive. It's 30 feet. That is really far underground. Wow. The original recipe for root beer was developed by either a drugstore manager or Native Americans. Which one? Correct answer is, hey, if you don't know, you can guess. You got a 50-50 shot. It's Native Americans. Interesting. I would really want to know more about how that came about. A lot of questions, but that's cool. Thank you, Native Americans who developed root beer, because I like it, especially Barks. Personally, I'm a Barks guy. McDonald's employs how many people? Less or more than 1 million? What do you think? You got a 50-50 shot? More than 1 million. Wow. I'm wondering if any of your parents either currently do or have ever in the past worked for McDonald's. Any of you students, do you aspire to work at McDonald's? That'd be cool. Okay. 6,000 silkworm cocoons, sounds fancy, are needed to produce 1 pound of silk. True or false? What do you think? False. What's the right answer? I don't know. Go and Google it. How many silkworm cocoons are needed to produce 1 pound of silk? What does Google say? Go find it out. Okay, Leonardo da Vinci, he spent 12 years painting what part of the Mona Lisa's face? So if you're 12 years old, that means Da Vinci spent your entire lifetime painting either Mona Lisa's lips or her eyes. Wow, that's a long time. Correct answer is the lips. Just, it seems excessive. I'm not an artist, but 12 years. Wow. Okay, way to go. What is Brad Pitt's real first name? Brad Pitt, famous Hollywood actor. Maybe you like him, maybe you don't like him. His real first name is either Roger or William. Roger Pitt. That's a sad name. William Pitt. You know, really, neither of those sounds really great. What's the actual answer? William. Okay, or Bill. Bill Pitt. I'm going to call him Bill Pitt. No, okay. Which queen can lay up to 30,000 eggs in a single day? That's a lot. A termite or a bumblebee? I don't know. 50-50 shot. What is it? It's a termite. Okay, wow, that's a lot. Who is the biggest producer of bananas? Is it Florida or California? What do you think? To me, it's a toss-up. It's a 50-50 shot, you know? California. Okay. Now you know. That's it. Did anybody get all of those correct? If you are guessing on all of them, chances are it'd be very unlikely, statistically speaking, that you got all of them correct. Anybody? Anybody? Okay, why don't you comment in the live chat how many you did get correct. Let me know. All right, let's move on. Of course, we now need to do some announcements. Like I said earlier, we're doing the Lock-In at Home event. I'm super pumped. It's been a great day so far, and I can't wait to do some more things with you after this. We'll have another episode of Driveway Visits that will go live tomorrow at 2 o'clock p.m. Driveway Visits go live every Thursday at 2 o'clock p.m. And it's been really fun for me to get out and to actually interact with some of you all while practicing good social distancing. And this is one of my favorite things that's been going on over the past month. We'll have another episode of The Joe Show tomorrow at 10 a.m. live on YouTube. I hope you'll be able to join us for that. And we'd love for you to worship online with us with Valley Church this weekend. We've got normal service times Saturday at 5:30 and then Sunday at 8:15, 9:30, and 11. It's a really great opportunity for us to be together as an entire church family, not just the middle school ministry. And now I want to play some leader shout-outs. I've tried to have different small group leaders get on video so that you can see their lovely faces, because, it's probably getting old having me on the screen the whole time. So I've reached out to some of your small group leaders from Wednesday nights and asked them to film a quick shout-out. So check out this second edition of Leader Shout-outs.
Hey Valley Middle Schoolers, it's Jim Poles, one of the small group 6th grade leaders. Just giving everybody a shout-out to the middle school class. Hope you're all doing all right, staying safe. We really miss seeing y'all on Wednesday nights, but I hope you're doing your best to stay sane, have some fun while we're in lockdown, and we will get through this together. We miss you. I'm praying for y'all, and I can't wait to see y'all again. Take care.
Hey everyone, it's Allison Kemp. I'm a 6th grade girls small group leader, and I just want to say hi. I miss seeing you guys Wednesday nights, and hopefully someday we can see each other again. Take care. Bye.
Hey Valley Church Middle School peeps, good to see you. This is Sandy Murphy. I'm a 7th grade girls small group leader. Just want to let you know that we miss you all so much at Valley Church Middle School Ministry. I cannot wait to see your giggly smiley faces again soon, and just know that we missed you. We're praying for you. I hope you are doing a great job keeping your rooms clean, doing your schoolwork, and helping your mom and dad around the house, and hopefully having a lot of fun in the midst of being at home more than usual. So just know you're missed and cared for, and we hope to see you all again soon. Bye.
What's up, Valley Church Middle School students? AJ Shimp here. Just wanted to send you guys a quick message and tell you that I miss you. I miss hanging out with you on Wednesday nights. I miss hanging out with you on Sunday mornings, and I just can't wait till we can get back together again. Our family's doing well. We've been able to spend a lot of time together during the lockdown, and I'm pleased to report that I've been able to beat everyone in the house in a race. I'm the fastest when it comes to scooter racing, and I've been dominating at the card game speed. So hope you guys are all staying safe and enjoying your time during lockdown. And again, can't wait till we get to see you again. Talk to you later.
Hey Valley Middle School Ministry, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, it's Michelle Shemp here. Just want to let you know that we really miss meeting up with you guys and fellowshipping with you on Wednesday nights. During quarantine, the Shemps have not been up to a whole lot. We've had some family races with running and scooter racing, which I've lost all of those. And you should be proud to know that I learned the TikTok dance for Renegade.
Hey Valley Middle School Ministry students, this is Ben Akert. I'm a 7th grade small group leader on Wednesday nights. I just want to say that I miss you guys. I miss seeing you on Wednesday nights, playing games and learning about the Word. I just can't wait till we can get back together and do different retreats and go on different events and outings. I just miss you guys so much, and I just want you to know I'm thinking about you.
Let's do a text-in question. This is now where you'll have a chance to either text in a response, or you can also post in the live chat. Here's the number, same number as the past few weeks. And this question is going to get you thinking about the lesson for today. Question is, have you ever broken something and tried to fix it? Have you ever broken something and tried to fix it? Right now, we'll put a minute up on the screen, and you can either text this number or post it in the live chat. Have you ever broken something and tried to fix it? 1 minute to answer. Ready? Go. Last week we started a new series called Rooted, and it's about being rooted in God because God never changes. And when we're rooted in God, it's like we're a tree that has strong roots in the ground, and that way no matter what happens to us in life, no matter how hard the wind blows and pushes us and challenges us, we can be rooted because of God who never changes. And I want to talk more about that today. But before we really dive in, I want to share a story with you. I used to have really cool cell phones, just like this one. This is one of my old cell phones that I had about, 10 years ago. And the cool thing about a cell phone like this, are you ready? What? You could slide it open, and then you could have this keyboard, mini keyboard, that you could use for typing text messages. Obviously, this is before touch screens and smartphones were really a thing. But man, I had a phone like this. It wasn't actually this specific phone, but it was a phone very much like this, and I really liked that phone back in the year 2010 or 2011, whatever it was. And one day, I had my phone near my bed, and I had my alarm set on my phone, because like many of you, we set our alarms on our phones to wake us up in the morning. And so my phone alarm went off, and I was half awake and half asleep, and I reached over and I grabbed my phone, and I turned the phone alarm off, and since I wasn't completely awake, I went to drop my phone back on the nightstand next to my bed. But unfortunately, when I did that, I didn't drop my phone on the nightstand. I dropped it in a glass of water that I had sitting on the nightstand. And then I actually fell back asleep, and I woke up, who knows how long later, to hear my phone vibrating. And it just was constantly vibrating because I had broken my phone because I had dunked it in a glass of water, which is not good for any phone. And so my phone was it was malfunctioning. It wouldn't stop buzzing. It wouldn't stop vibrating. And I was like, what is that? Well, I looked over and saw the phone in the glass of water, and I reached out, and my phone was completely drenched, and it wouldn't turn on, and it wouldn't stop buzzing, and so I had to take the battery out. And at this point, I thought, and maybe you've been in a situation like this, you think, I need to do something quickly. I need to try to fix the situation. So what do you do when your phone gets wet? You guys know, right? Maybe you've done it before. You try to put the parts of your phone in a bag filled with rice. I don't know the science behind it, but apparently rice will absorb some of the moisture and the water that's in your phone, and it can help to dry your phone out and potentially fix it. And so I took my phone apart as much as I could without breaking it, and I put it in bags filled with rice, and I waited a couple days to let it dry out, and then I put it all back together, and guess what? My phone didn't work. It was permanently broken, and I really liked that phone. So I had to get a different phone, which is this one that you're looking at today. But it was a bummer, because that cost money, and I was without my phone for a couple of days. So I don't know about you. Maybe you can relate. Maybe you've had an experience, whether it was a phone or something you owned or something in your home. You can relate to a time when something was broken and you tried to fix it. Today we're going to talk about when we try to fix things that are broken. Even if you've never broken something in the way I did, I'm sure we can all relate to experiencing something that was broken and we wanted it to be fixed. Unfortunately, sometimes when things are broken, like in my case with my phone, and we try to fix it, things aren't able to be fixed, or they're not able to be completely fixed, or they're not able to be fixed to the level that we want them to be fixed. Sometimes things get broken, and then we try to fix them. And we do our best, and we're careful. We even, we might try to fix it right away. And it's sort of better, but it's never quite the same again. When things change in our lives, we often want to try to fix it. But sometimes there's change that happens that we really can't fix. It's not within our power. We don't have the ability to fix the change that's happened. And when we experience significant change in our lives, it can cause us to feel really strong emotions. Have you ever seen the Pixar movie called Inside Out? It's one of my favorite movies. It's a really great movie actually for middle schoolers because the main character is a middle school girl, and the movie is all about how our emotions work and the connection between our brains and our bodies and the way that it affects our emotions and the emotions that we feel. I want to watch a specific clip from the movie Inside Out because in the movie there's a girl who's experiencing a significant change in her life. Her family has moved from Minnesota, represent, that's where my home state is, and then her family moves to San Francisco, California. So she's experiencing a lot of change in her life. And in this scene, she's having dinner with her parents, and we get some insight into what's happening inside her brain and with her emotions. And it does a great job of illustrating some of the strong negative emotions that we experience, or that we can experience, when we're going through change. So check out this clip.
So, as it turns out, the green trash can is not recycling. It's for greens, like compost and eggshells. And the blue one is recycling. And the black one
Riley
is
is acting so weird. Why is she acting so weird?
What do you expect? All the islands are down.
Joy would know what to do.
That's it. Until she gets back, we just do what Joy would do.
Great idea. Anger, fear, disgust. How are we supposed to be happy?
Hey, Riley, I've got good news. I found a junior hockey league right here in San Francisco, and get this, tryouts are tomorrow after school. What luck, right?
Hockey.
Uh-oh, what do we do?
Guys, here, you pretend to be Joy.
Won't it be great to be back out on the ice?
Oh yeah, that sounds fantastic.
What was that? That wasn't anything like Joy.
Because I'm not Joy?
Yeah, no kidding.
Did you guys pick up on that?
Sure did.
Something's wrong.
Should we ask her?
Let's probe, but keep it subtle so she doesn't notice.
So, how was the first day of school?
She's probing us.
I'm done. You pretend to be Joy.
What? Okay,
It was fine, I guess. I don't know. Oh, very smooth. That was just like Joy.
Something is definitely going on.
She's never acted like this before. What should we do? We're gonna find out what's happening, but we'll need support. Signal the husband.
Ahem.
With a nice pass over to Reed, comes across that right.
Uh-oh, she's looking at us. What did she say?
What? Oh, sorry, sir. No one was listening.
Is it garbage night? We left the toilet seat up. What? What is it, woman? What?
He's making that stupid face again.
I could strangle him right now.
Signal him again.
Ah, so, Riley, how was school?
Gotta be kidding me.
For this, we gave up that Brazilian helicopter pilot?
Move! I'll be Joy.
School was great, all right?
Riley, is everything okay?
Sir, she just rolled her eyes at us.
What is her deal? All right, make a show of force. I don't want to have to put the foot down.
No, not the foot.
Riley, I do not like this new attitude.
Oh, I'll show you attitude. No. Stay happy!
What is your problem? Just leave me alone.
Sir, reporting high levels of sass.
Take it to DEFCON 2.
You heard that, gentlemen? DEFCON 2.
Listen, young lady, I don't know where this disrespectful attitude came from.
You want a piece of this, Pops? Come and get it!
Yeah, well...
Here it comes. Prepare the foot.
Keys to safety position. Ready to launch on your command, sir.
Just shut up!
Fire!
That's it. Go to your room. Now.
Foot is down. The foot is down.
Good job, gentlemen. That could have been a disaster.
Well, that was a disaster.
Come, fly with me, Gachinya.
We've all experienced change in our life. Maybe you used to have someone who was a close friend, and for whatever reason, they don't want to be your friend anymore. Maybe you were dating someone, and then they ended the relationship. Maybe you've experienced having parents who were divorced, or maybe you've had a loved one who was sick, and then a really sad change happened when they passed away. Maybe your family has moved away. Maybe you used to be really good at a sport or an instrument or a certain skill, and now it seems like everybody else has caught up to you and you're not as good at that thing anymore. Maybe you used to go to one school and you liked it, but now you're at a different school and you don't like it. Maybe you used to go to church and see friends at church all the time in person, and you used to be able to go to school and see your friends at school in person, and then a worldwide pandemic hit and you're no longer able to see them anymore. That would be a pretty crazy change to happen, right? That's a change we're all experiencing right now. No matter what change you've experienced in your life, I know that change can be hard. It can be frustrating, and we want to try to fix it, and then we realize that we can't. And sometimes when we realize that we can't fix things, we turn to God, and we'll ask God, God, change this thing. God, can you bring this friendship back together that I lost? God, can you bring my parents back together? God, can you end this coronavirus thing so I can go and see my friends? Again, I miss them so much. And here's something that's kind of tough to swallow. Sometimes when we ask God to undo a change, or when we ask him to fix something that has come about as a result of change, sometimes God doesn't fix it. And then we can feel really frustrated with God. It's like, God, what are you doing? Why aren't you fixing this thing? I don't like this change. Fix the negative consequences of this change. And we wonder why. And we might get mad at God. We get frustrated at him. We question his goodness and his love. If that's you, if you've asked God to fix something in your life and he hasn't answered your prayer, I want you to know that you're not alone. I think all of us, at some point in our lives, maybe even right now, can relate to the experience of asking God to fix something. And for whatever reason, he doesn't. You're not alone. There's a lot of really cool stories in the Old Testament. The Old Testament is the first part of the Bible that's all about what happened to God's people before Jesus came. And the most important story that happens in the Old Testament is one that runs throughout the entire Old Testament, and that's the story of the people of Israel. There was this guy named Abraham, and he told Abraham that God was going to use Abraham's descendants to bless many nations. And ultimately, Jesus is a descendant of Abraham, and that was the ultimate fulfillment of God's promise. But in the meantime, right away, Abraham's descendants became the people of Israel. And throughout the Old Testament, we read a lot about the history of God's people, about the nation of Israel, the people of Israel. But there was a problem with God's people, with the Israelites. God wanted them to live a certain way. He laid out commandments. There's books in the Bible where God explains how he wants the Israelites to live and to conduct themselves. Except the Israelites don't really do a great job of following God. And because of that, things get broken. Because of choices the Israelites made, they break things. They break relationships. They break God's plan, and it doesn't go well for them. And so what we see is that the Israelites, when things get broken, when things get messed up because of their sin, because of their decisions, then the Israelites turn to God and they say, God, can you fix this situation? And sometimes God would fix it, and sometimes God wouldn't fix it. But no matter what situation God's people were in, whether or not God fixed the situation, here's something that he said to them, and this is so good. This is from the book of Isaiah, which is in the Old Testament. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. So this is God speaking to his people. When you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. The flames will not set you ablaze. So notice what God does here. It's not a matter of if they're going to pass through waters, if they pass through rivers, if they walk through fire. God is saying, when you pass through the waters, when you pass through the rivers, when you walk through the fire. And you know what he says every time? I will be with you. The rivers won't sweep over you. The flames will not set you ablaze. What God is saying here is not that I'm just going to rescue you from all your problems and fix everything. What God is saying here is that there are going to be issues, and sometimes I'm not always going to fix it. And no matter what, I will be with you, and these things are not going to overcome you. And that applied to God's people back then, and it applies to us right now. Here's the main thing I want you to know today, students. God is with you, no matter what. Even when there's a worldwide pandemic and the world seems like it's crazy and totally uncertain, God is with you. When you're completely and utterly destroyed inside because of a broken relationship, God is with you. When you ask God for the millionth time why he made you the way that he made you, because there's something about yourself that makes you frustrated or embarrassed or insecure, God is with you. And sometimes it doesn't feel like he's with us. Sometimes we get frustrated with him and we cry out because we want him to fix something and he doesn't. But no matter what, if this passage from Isaiah, if this is true now, then that means that God is with you. And he's with us. He's with us right now. And you might be saying, okay, well, that's cool. How do you know that, Joe? Well, honestly, it's based on what I believe in God's word, and also because of what God did. As you know, God eventually sent Jesus, and Jesus is the ultimate example of God proving that he's with us, because he literally sent a human to live among us human beings on earth. God proved that he is with us by sending Jesus. And this is a little bit about Jesus' life. Jesus says to his followers, I have told you these things, which are all throughout the New Testament, so that in me you may have peace. In this world, you and I will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. Jesus has defeated death and separation and loneliness and sin. And because Jesus did that stuff and he came to earth and he's still alive today, we can have peace and take heart. Jesus has overcome the world. And if you believe this to be true, then it means that God is with you, no matter what you're going through. And that's the one thing I want you to know tonight, students. Again, even though it might not seem he's with you, he is. Whether you believe this is between you and God. But hopefully tonight this has helped to challenge and encourage you. Let's wrap this stuff up, and then we're going to get back to the Lock-In at Home event. Here's 2 specific things that you can do. The first thing, number 1, is to believe that this is true. The challenge is to trust God in the middle of whatever difficult situation you're facing or whatever difficult situation you face down the road. And then the other thing is to change your mindset, change your perspective. Meaning, when you're going through something difficult, don't just trust God and believe that he's with you, but also believe that he's big enough to be in control, and believe that he's taking care of those situations and working, even if it doesn't seem like it, and even if you're struggling to believe that he is working. Do you believe that God is bigger than whatever situation you're going through? And students, I know this is tough. I know this is challenging. And if nothing else, you can pray to ask God to give you faith, to help you trust in him with whatever situation you're going through. Because God is with you, and he wants to walk through things with you. He's not going to fix all your problems, but he will be with you. Here's one thing for you to think about as we close. What is one thing you wish God would fix in your life? I think we all have something that we wish he would fix. And whatever that thing is, if you haven't, let God know what that is. All right, students, normally what we would do now is I would send you to go do your discussion questions with your parents, and you are welcome to do that if you're not participating in the Lock-In at Home event. But if you're participating in the Lock-In at Home event, at 7 o'clock, which is going to be coming up real soon, you're going to join the Zoom activity, and the next thing we're going to do for Lock-In at Home is we're going to do worship through music. Our normal Wednesday night worship leaders are each going to lead us in a worship song. So we've got Richard, we've got Colin, and we've got Ben. They're going to all lead us in worship songs over Zoom, so hope you'll hop on and join us as we continue with the Lock-In at Home. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.